Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we do have some more information on that Nintendo Switch 2 reveal date and release date, specifically the release date of the Nintendo Switch 2. We also do have some potential information about Nintendo Switch 2 updates to already current existing Nintendo Switch games, which is really exciting because some games would be fantastic with like an FPS boost or a frame rate boost or maybe even both, especially games like Doom for instance. That runs on the Nintendo Switch, but it could use an FPS and frame rate boost, let's all be honest here. We also have some renders of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. It gives us a pretty good look at what it could possibly look like, so I want to take a look at those and show you guys those as well if you haven't seen them. And on the Nintendo news side of things, we do have some updates on Freedom Wars Remaster's box art. Level 5 CEO talks about the games that are coming out from their company, the Sonic 3 movie writer talking about a Wind Waker movie, and a couple other things here and there, so stick around until the end if you enjoy Nintendo news as well. And if you guys end up enjoying this video, make sure you guys leave a like and a comment. It really helps the video get pushed. And if you want to interact with me on Twitter, my Twitter is roborob93. So for the past 1 or 2 weeks, there have been rumors floating around about the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal date and Nintendo Switch 2 release date. 3 weeks ago, Nate the Hate said that there was gonna be 2 Nintendo Direct reveals for the Nintendo Switch 2. One was supposed to happen in January, and that's when another recent rumor popped up that January 8th was gonna be the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. And of course, Nintendo themselves told us that they're gonna be revealing the Nintendo Switch 2 sometime by March 31st as well. So this new potential leak that recently popped up is pretty interesting, and I'm hoping it's real. This is what Pori Leaks over on Twitter has to say. Rumor floating around about the Switch 2 release date is on March 28th, 2025. The source on this leak has no track record of reporting any prior things before, take it with loads of salt. The heading of the post on Reddit says, Switch 2 releasing March 28th says, I don't know how to say that, Ogna, Italian news site, I think that's how you say it. But anyways, the post reads as this: Yet today we are able to anticipate exclusive, sensational information. We got to talk to a very reliable source in the sector. We chose to remain anonymous, or who chose to remain anonymous, who confirmed what will be the release date of the Nintendo Switch 2, fixed at March 28th, 2025. That's actually pretty interesting that they said fixed at March 28th, 2025. If this ends up being true anyways, that means Nintendo is dead set on that date and pretty much nothing will change that. Or at least that's what I assume when they say fixed at March 28th. According to our source, on that date the distribution of Switch 2 accessories is expected, made not only by Nintendo but also third-party companies. Now this would go in line with all of those things that are happening with the Nintendo Switch 2 accessories. If you haven't been living under a rock, you've probably seen all of the accessory manufacturers coming out with all of their accessories for this console. But anyways, continuing. Among which the steering wheels will probably also find a place for Joy-Cons, already leaked in recent days on the web, and we also covered that. Now there is a rumor going around that a potential Mario Kart 9 might be happening on the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, so that would be very interesting. The interesting thing about the March date for the release date of the Nintendo Switch is that's after February, which we know that Nintendo always does a February Nintendo Direct. Now one thing I do have to say is I kind of find it hard that they would reveal it in February, if Nate the Hate's words on having 2 events for the Nintendo Switch 2 are real anyways. So right now a lot of these dates are really muddled up, and really the only thing we can do as a player base of the Nintendo Switch is kind of just wait at this point. We can throw our speculation, we can talk about it, but when it comes down to the actual core information that's real, we just gotta wait for Nintendo to say something or do something. Still fun to talk about though. So right now, according to multiple insiders and just overall the information that I can gather from all of these people who claim to have inside sources anyways. Again, a lot of this could just all be fake. You never really know. But from what I can tell, a January reveal sometime around mid-January and a release at the end of March. That seems to be the most consistent thing among all of these insiders that are saying that, yeah, this is happening. Now, we do actually have another rumor. This comes from Mike Odyssey over on Twitter. He's another Nintendo YouTube channel if you've ever watched him. And this is what he says: I usually don't share information and I'm not a leaker, but I recently heard that Nintendo is diligently working on multiple patches for several games. Not all of them. These patches will be showcased in the upcoming Switch 2 trailer. My understanding is that we won't be upsold on playing Breath of the Wild or Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in 4K resolution on the Switch 2, which is fantastic news. Additionally, the trailer is complete and the highlights include screen size, new Joy-Cons, third-party support, and a new dock. The screen size will be relevant to the Let's Play Together feature in the tablet mode. I'm not a leaker, laugh out loud. And then he gives a source for the actual photo that's in the tweet. Now this is something that we've heard in the past, aside from the trailer information of course, but when it comes to the actual ability to play these past Nintendo games and have a resolution and frame rate bump, we have heard from a lot of different Nintendo insiders and different information that that's what's gonna happen. I don't know too much about DLSS, but I assume that's also gonna help with that. And just the Nintendo Switch being more powerful than the original Nintendo Switch, I would assume that Nintendo would want to give us some more frame rates and resolution. I don't know why I said more frame rates like that. More frame rate and resolution on these past Nintendo games, because it just adds another reason to get a Nintendo Switch 2. And that's one of the things that I think Nintendo needs to do when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2. Tell us why we should be buying this. Is this the future of the Nintendo Switch? That's another thing I think they need to come across, especially getting further into the Nintendo Switch 2's lifetime. They need to tell us where we're going here. You know what I mean? Is the original Nintendo Switch eventually going to be phased out and we're going to get another version of the Switch, or is it going to be another whole new console? The future of Nintendo is going to be pretty interesting to see where they go. Are they going to be super creative next, or are they going to stick with the Switch for a while? I've said this in a very old video where I was talking about how Nintendo's just going to be having the Nintendo Switch 2, and Sony and PlayStation are still going to be chasing after the graphics and trying to have the best looking game, and Nintendo's just going to be doing better. It's a very old video. It's somewhere on the channel. I don't even remember the name of the video. It was about 3 to 4 years ago, but now we're seeing that in motion now. The Nintendo Switch is almost the best-selling console, and Sony and Xbox are kind of struggling here and there. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, according to this, it seems that we might be getting some cool looks at an upgrade for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, and just overall other games. We also knew about the third-party support as well. There were some rumors about 1 or 2 weeks ago on that, which is still pretty interesting to keep seeing these things come up over and over and over again. The resolution bump, the DLSS, NVIDIA, third-party support, the Joy-Cons, all of these things keep coming up over and over and over again. So I'm hoping a lot of this is real, because if it is, we're gonna get some pretty fantastic performance. I mean, I'm going to do a separate video on this, but there's a current conversation about the Nintendo Switch being as powerful as the PS4 Pro, and some people have a problem with that. That's fantastic. Have you seen games even on the base PS4? Some of these games look really great, so it's pretty exciting overall. And moving on to the next topic of today, and it's going to be some Nintendo news, and I guess PS5 news if you're going to end up picking Freedom Wars up on the PlayStation 5. So apparently we got a good look at the box art of Freedom Wars, and it's on your screen right now, and honestly it looks pretty good. Freedom Wars is a game that I played on the PlayStation Vita when I used to have one. I should have never sold it. I have no idea why. I actually still have the PlayStation TV, so technically I could still play PS Vita games, I guess. But yeah, I thought I'd show you guys that because it looks pretty cool. Now we have another topic coming up. Level 5 CEO shares another update about its 25 Switch game schedule. So if you guys were looking forward to some Level 5 games in 2025 on the Nintendo Switch, this is for you. This is what Nintendo Life had to say. In October, Level 5 CEO Akihiro Hino reconfirmed the Japanese video game company would release 3 major titles next year. Now in 4Gamer.net's annual end of the year roundup with Japanese creators, he's reassured fans that the same 3 titles definitely are launching in 2025. So if anyone was wondering if any of these are going to have any delays, it seems like that's not the case. Once again, this includes Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. I think that was one of the games that I was really interested in actually. Inazuma 11, Victory Road, and Professor Layton and the New World of Steam, including a simultaneous worldwide release. And this is what he had to say, his exact quote. I hope 2025 will be a breakthrough year for Level 5. We're planning to release 3 major titles, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, Izumi 11, Victory Road, and Professor Layton in the New World of Steam, simultaneously worldwide. Each title has been jam-packed with level 5 flair, while also being developed with the aim of offering a completely new experience. I want to deliver games that will satisfy fans and make them say, this is just what I've been waiting for. But honestly, all solid things. Isn't level 5 the one who did the Ni no Kuni games? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, let's look it up right now. Yeah, it was level 5. Man, I want a new Ni no Kuni game. I hope if these games do fantastic, maybe in 2025 we get a release date for Ni no Kuni. I think it would be, what? 3, right? 3? I mean, if you consider the MMO not another Ni no Kuni in the line of Ni no Kuni mainline series. But yeah, I want another game in those. Those games were fantastic. But anyway, switching up to some random news, according to Nintendo Life, the title reads random. Sonic 3's movie writers would love to adapt Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on the big screen. I would absolutely love that. The interesting thing is like, do you go the route of CG? Do you have some kind of live action version mixed with CG? How would you go about that? I think I would just have it all be animated, me personally. But here's what he had to say. The guy who's talking about it, the writer anyways, is Josh Miller. And this is what he had to say. I think another easy one I think we can answer because the movie's already happening and we're already not doing it would be a Zelda. I don't know why he said it like that, but I think he meant a Zelda movie. I remember always when we played Wind Waker, we were always like, man, I mean, it would probably be weird if they made a Zelda movie to start with Wind Waker versus the more classic Hyrule, but we both loved Wind Waker and it's so cinematic. Yeah, so after they make this Zelda movie, I guess we're putting it out there in the world. Maybe we can do a Wind Waker spin-off. Now, I think this would be interesting. Now, speaking of the Zelda movie, we haven't heard anything on that. Didn't they just like kind of announce it and didn't say anything else? It's going to be interesting if during, let's say, the June Nintendo Direct, we get like a trailer or something, or maybe concept art. I don't know. I want to see something from this because it's supposed to be live action, right? So who's going to play it? If you guys had to cast anyone for Link, who would you cast as Link? And don't say Tom Holland. But yeah, that's all the topics for today, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.